Sup with it guys, you got excellent name here, back again for APA Week 5 up against Stephen Thurston, aka the best draft in the league according to Panther. Something I personally disagree with. I think I had the best draft in the league, but that's beside the point. He has a team of Mega Aggron, Garchomp, Sylveon, Rotom Wash, Serena, Mienshao, Espeon, Chandelure, Selgor, Licky Licky, and Archeops. I'll let you be the judge. But looking at the matchup, I'm definitely a big fan of it. A lot of my team just goes in. Um, First of all, I decided to just slap on Banded Zygarde. It's not necessarily the best thing on my team in this matchup, it's just something that I knew would want to come. Um, his answers to Banded Zygarde are basically defensive Serena, um, which is not great. Sylveon is enough of a deterrent, and as well as Garchomp to stop me from bringing setup though, so I decided that Banded would just be the best way to go. Should be able to weaken Serena fairly decently enough, and just spam arrows. Arrows is going to be doing enough damage to realistically force it into a situation where it's going to have to recover most of the time. And if it U-turns, then it's just not really going to be a great swap-in anymore. I've got enough speed to outspeed max speed Serena, not that I think he'll bring that. He'll probably bring a very defensive variant. The real killer in this matchup looks to be Mega Zam. His Psychic Resist is only Mega Aggron, so I definitely expect him to be running max Spadef on that. He has some like soft checks to it, I guess, but just with the Calm Mind up, it's going to tear through. Calm Mind is going to allow me to set up on Sylveon quite well with Recover as well, and just clear through his team. He doesn't really even have anything to outspeed it. I just need to get rid of whatever his Scarfer is, and I'll be set. This is of course assuming he doesn't bring a Selgor, because I'm running Modest with very little speed, because I don't care enough about a Selgor to worry about it. I don't think Selgor's a super good bring in this matchup anyway. Next up, we've got Tapu Fini here. Scald Moonblast Taunt is the main thing to note about this set. It's going to be there to just stop Sylveon from wish passing things, stop Rotom Wash from defogging things, stop Mega Aggron from cursing or setting up rocks, stuff like that. Pretty straightforward. I've got Calm Mind here as well, just to put a little bit of pressure on. The main purpose of this is to kind of force him to go into things that kill it, because the things that kill it give me a lot of momentum. His main things that pressure me are going to be Serena and Rotom Wash. So Serena gives me Scolipede and Rotom Wash gives me Zygarde, especially with Misty Terrain up. So if I can force him to go into those things rather than just stick around with it with like Sylveon or whatever, then I'm in a very good spot. So that's why I've got the Calm Mind there. Then we've got Scolipede. This thing just looks like it's going to be an absolute menace versus his team. I am kind of forced to run enough speed plus Jolly to outspeed potential Scarf Chomp, because otherwise he can just go into it after I get +1 speed and revenge me. So I don't really want to mess around with that, but Sword Stance plus Ground DMZ is going to be doing a lot to Mega Aggron. Ideally, I would like to set up to +4, because I do live pretty much any hit that the Mega Aggron is going to go for, unless he is like max attack, which I don't expect, because if he is max attack, then he doesn't take on Mega Zam at all. He really needs the Spadef, otherwise he's not living Focus Blast at all. And then I've just got Poison Jab and Mega Horn. Mega Horn is so that I can kill the Garchomp mainly. Unfortunately, Rocky Helmet is going to be a factor in that, potentially Rocky Helmet and Ruskin. But this thing, if it doesn't win, then it's going to clear away a lot of the things that are going to be annoying for Mega Zam and going to be annoying for Garchomp. So next up, we've got Helmet Mesprit with it's just going to be the Rocker. Healing Wish as well, so that I can give a second chance to Golipede and Mega Zam if I mess up. Psychic U-turn Momentum, Rocks. Helmet is just there so that I can get some chip onto Mienshao if he decides to bring that Reckless set. And then finally we've got an Assault Vest Kangaskhan here. This is just going to be a Chandelure check just in case. Didn't really feel like I needed much else in this matchup. So I decided, yeah, why not? Let's just bring the Assault Vest Kangaskhan. But we'll jump right into it. Team that he brings is pretty damn weak to Scolipede. He doesn't have the Scarfer. Mean Shao or anything like that, so it's also going to be weak to Megazam. Garchomp is the only thing that I need to consider for Scarf. So once I get rid of Garchomp and Mega Aggron, then Megazam is going to go in. And if I can get rid of Garchomp and Mega Aggron, then Scolipede probably wins anyway. The plan is to probably try to set up with Scolipede, or just bring in Zygarde enough times to force a situation where Scolipede can come in, because both Zygarde and Tapu Fini are going to be forcing in stuff like Serenus to let Scolipede set up. But I just want to lead off with Mesprit first of all. I'll switch sides here. Because I really want to get my rocks naturally, just because rocks will help me break any sashes or any potential like that. Not that I think sashes are super likely. But he just decides to go for a heavy slam there. I'm going to U-turn out into Zygarde, expecting another one or rocks to go up. And then I'm going to go into Tapu Fini to scout out Avalanche, which he does go for. So he's revealed 2 attacks, so at this point I expect him to probably have Fire Punch for Ferrothorn. And be a 3 attack set, but he might also be like some kind of curse set with 2 attacks. But I go for a Calm Mind here. Even though he goes into Serena, I do decide to attack him. This is for a couple reasons. Basically, Serena has 3 options. It can either spin, it can U-turn, or it can attack this outright. If he spins or U-turns, then this Moonblast chip is going to be huge for the Zygarde. And if he Power Whips and tries to kill me, then that's just giving Scolipede a free chance to set up. This Pokemon is not crucial in the matchup because he doesn't bring Chandelure and he doesn't bring Mean Shao, so those are going to be the main 2 things that this was here to check. And because he doesn't bring these, then this is just an expendable Pokemon. So I'm just free to go for a Moonblast, force him into a situation. I live the Power Whip, L1%. Doesn't really matter that much. I go for a Moonblast as he synthesizes up. I'm just happy to sack this, essentially, because once this goes down to Serena, I get the free opportunity to go into Scolipede, which is exactly what I end up doing here. Unfortunately rocks it up, which is a little bit of shit. That means that I might not live a hit from Mega Aggron, but he still needs a lot of attack investment to kill me. So he goes into Mega Aggron here, and I feel comfortable setting up a second Swords Dance on this because, once again, I feel like he's probably going to be fully Spadef. And if not, then he's probably going to scout for his Z move at least. Groundium Z is a roll to kill Mega Aggron, and if he isn't fully HP invested, which would be the most likely case if he is enough attack to kill me, then it will just kill him. So I figure that he'll probably either swap or not kill me with whatever move he goes for. So I can just set up a second SD here as he goes into the Rotom Wash. And now it's just about hitting like 2 Mega Horns, essentially, to win the game. I do thankfully land the first one, that's the most important one to hit. And then he goes into Garchomp as I go for my Tectonic Rage. Really didn't want to miss Mega Horn on that turn either. That was a very crucial turn to hit, because Garchomp was going to be the thing that threatens Megazam in any capacity. And at this point, even if Mega Aggron does somehow kill me and lives the Earthquake, Megazam wins anyway. So now he's forced to go into the Aggron. It's at 67%. I can Earthquake. It does live that hit as he goes for the Fire Punch, and I do live it. That is a decent amount of attack investment. It's not fully invested, though, which means that I did have enough health to live it. And he now goes into Licky Licky. I go for a Mega Horn because Poison Jab was a 50% roll to hit, kill. Mega Horn 85% to kill because it hits. Then he goes to Sylveon, Poison Jab kills that off, and then Poison Jab kills this off. So very clean sweep for Scolipede. You know, that's just how the matchup was. Hindsight is 2020. He kind of had to be thinking 5 turns ahead to know to not kill the Tapu Fini with Serena there. Because yeah, it was just about positioning at that point, and he didn't position himself in a position to not get set up on by Scolipede. He could have roared me out with Aggron if he had it, but once again he had already revealed 3 moves, and I think that the last move would be more likely to be something to hit Ferrothorn or something to be a more prominent threat than it would be to be Raw. So I just felt like it was fairly safe to set up there. And it was enough to win us the game quite comfortably, really solid one. GG's to Steven. I'll see you guys next week.